This kid came back from summer break like 4 inches taller. Hey, what's up, guys? And everybody noticed immediately. Bro, what happened to you? Yeah, you're like tall now. And he just says, growth spurt. The thing is, he had been the short kid forever. So now he's walking different, he's feeling different. He's standing straighter, he's talking in class, making jokes. People are complimenting him constantly. And he's popular now. But then a few months later, it's gym class. Everyone's playing kickball outside. And this kid is taking it seriously. He's talking trash. Nice shot, idiot. What's up? I'm gonna win. Well, he's up and the ball gets rolled towards him. He takes one big kick and his shoe flies off. Oh no. Now that's not a big deal, but then he had to go get his shoe. At first everyone's like laughing, like, your shoe fell off, no big deal. But as he begins to walk towards his shoe, they notice that he's limping. Yo, bro, why are you limping? You good? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. I'll get my shoe. Wait, hold on. What the heck? Everyone runs over. They pin this dude down in the grass and they pull his other shoe off. Let me see this other shoe. What? Inside his shoes are these giant 4-inch height inserts, like full elevator platforms. These were the things that were making him taller. I can explain. Yeah, so can we. You're a loser. And the rest of the year after that, kids were brutal to him. Kind of feel bad, but you guys, doesn't matter how short or tall you are, just rock it. This kid started the dumbest rumor at school. He told one of his friends, hey, did you know the cafeteria has a secret menu? His friend was like what? And without even thinking, the kid says, grilled mac and cheese sandwiches. Now, that's not true. The cafeteria does not have a secret menu, and they definitely don't make grilled mac and cheese sandwiches. But the next day, the kid he told went to the lunch line, walked up there and said, hey, can I get the grilled mac? A what? She was like, no, we don't make that. But the rumor kept spreading. By Friday, like 20 kids asked for it. The lunch ladies kept saying, we don't have that. But this kid, he kind of upped the rumors a bit by saying, oh no, you have to ask the right lunch lady for it. Or only 8th graders know how to say it. It got so ridiculous, the principal was like, yo, what is going on? This went on for a while until one day the cafeteria was serving mac and cheese and they had bread and butter. So one of the lunch ladies in the kitchen was like, you know what? Fine, let's make some grilled mac and cheese. And let me tell you, apparently it was absolutely delicious. When someone came up there and ordered it, and they actually said yes, cheers began erupting throughout the cafeteria. They loved it, and I guess that was enough for them, because after that day, nobody ever asked again. Gotta respect the lunch ladies. This teacher confiscated this one kid's phone during class one day. She walked over, took it, and set it on the corner of her desk. About 20 minutes later, while everybody was working quietly, the teacher stepped out of the room for a second, and the kid saw his chance. He walked up to the front of the classroom like he was throwing away a piece of paper. He secretly grabbed his phone and put it in his hoodie. He then sat down before the teacher came back. A few minutes later, the teacher comes back into the room, looks at her desk, and kind of freezes. She's checking her desk, looking around, lifting up papers, opens every single drawer. Finally, she looks up and says, okay, has anybody seen Kyle's phone that I took? It was right here. Oh no. The whole class started looking, even the kid. What? You just took it, ma'am. Everybody was looking under desks, checking behind the bookshelf. At the end of class, they had all finally given up. He acted very sad that his phone was missing. You see, there were no cameras in the classroom. The next day, the teacher came to school with a check written to this kid's parents to buy a new one. And that, my friends, is what I call an evil genius. This family takes a fishing trip every single summer. They always get the same cabin on the same lake. And this year, this kid brings his new friend. I'm so glad you're here, Johnny. Milk money. You see, the kid had just moved into their neighborhood a few weeks earlier, and these two became friends, so he brought him on the trip. The first night, they stop at a bait shop to buy worms to go fishing the next day. They leave them outside the cabin. The next morning, half the worms are gone. What the heck? Kids, I think a raccoon ate the worms. So they buy more. They use them all up that day, and then before they go to sleep that night, they buy more again and leave them outside the cabin. Next morning, the whole thing's gone. The worms are gone again! So he buys another container that night, and he puts it on the front porch. He was gonna leave it inside, but he was actually curious to see what was eating these things. He falls asleep on the couch, and then a noise wakes him up in the middle of the night. He sees a shadow outside, huddled over the worms. I'm gonna get this little critter. He goes out there, and then he sees the truth. His son's friend is eating the worms. What are you doing? Worm juice! He was absolutely disgusted. He couldn't even pull this kid away. Come here. No, no! So he wakes up his son, and his son comes downstairs. What is... Dude, what? Worm juice. Why are you doing this? I like them. Once the sun came up, they just went home. They weren't sure how to handle the situation. And needless to say, they never brought that kid on a fishing trip ever again. This kid's dad had a rule about cereal. You were not allowed to open a new box until the old one was completely gone. Every last crumb had to be eaten. The boxes would stay on top of the refrigerator, lined up in order from oldest to newest. If box 1 wasn't finished, box 2 would not be opened. One afternoon, this kid's dad came home with a brand new cereal that looked absolutely delicious. Oh, that looks so good. Kids got so excited until they remembered, dude, doesn't your dad have a rule about cereal? Because there was still 6 boxes of cereal still on that fridge. So his friend, who was sleeping over that night, looked at each other. Let's eat them all then. Okay. For the next hour and a half, they ate bowl after bowl of cereal. There's like Frosted Flakes, Raisin Bran, Cocoa Puffs. By the time they finally reached the brand new box, they were so full of cereal and milk, this kid's friend puked on the floor. And then that made him puke. Neither of them could take another bite. Guess we'll just try it tomorrow morning then. Yeah, I guess you're right. The dad came downstairs, looked at this mess, and knew exactly what happened. Then he just laughed to himself. That's crazy. This kid's taking a math test one day when something falls out of her pencil case. The teacher sees the piece of paper on the ground. Oh, Stacy, I saw that. Pick up that paper and go to the office. No cheating in my class. No, I wasn't cheating. No, go to the office. No, seriously, I wasn't cheating. Just read it. Take the note and go to the office now. Jeez, lady's going a little crazy, huh? But this girl then goes to the office. So now she's walking through the hallways, carrying her backpack while the teacher follows behind her. She grabbed a different faculty member to watch the class while she left. They get to the principal's office. Stacy, sit down. What's going on here? I caught her with a cheat sheet. Cheating during our test. Go ahead. Hand him the piece of paper. The teacher looks at Stacy. Stacy looks at the principal looks at Stacy. Here, go ahead. Read the note. The principal takes the paper and reads it out loud. Eggs, bacon, window cleaner, popcorn, Cheez-Its. This is a dang grocery list. Yeah, I know. I'm going to the store after school for my mom. I wasn't cheating. You crazy teacher. Mrs. Johnson, are you serious right now? Oh, I could have. Is there somebody watching your class right now? Yes, Mrs. Carroll is. Good. Stacy, go back to class. We're having a chat. That's karma. There was a kid at this school that got famous for designing lockers. Every weekend, he would go to Five Below, Dollar Tree, or Walmart. He would buy tiny mirrors, magnetic shelves, fake plants, LED light strips, mini rugs, wallpaper, anything that would look cool in a locker. Then his classmates would hire him to completely redesign the inside of their locker. Before he touched anything, he had a series of questions. Do you want modern or a vintage look? You like sports? You want it minimalist? You have a favorite comic book character? What's your favorite color? He would then sketch the layout first in a notebook. Then, that night, he would go through all the stuff that he would have from Five Below, Dollar Tree, Walmart, and he would get together what he needed. Now, he only worked on the weekends. You see, his mom worked at the school, and there were events that would happen at the school during the weekends, so he was allowed to go in. And that's when he would design their locker. By Monday, the kids would come in, go to their locker, and it was completely redone. Beautiful. It wasn't free at all. You had to pay him money, 20, sometimes 50 bucks, depending on what you wanted. This business was so respected and well known, some parents would even contact him to surprise their kids with a redesigned locker. One year, the school held a best decorated locker contest, and he didn't enter, but out of the top 10 lockers, he designed 8 of them. What a legend! You gotta respect the hustle. This kid got invited to his friend's house for the first time. As soon as they finished lunch, his friend yelled, "Hey mom, we're going outside!" And then the mom walked over, carrying 2 black ankle straps with a lock on them and a box attached to each. She buckled one around her son's ankle, and then the other one around the visiting kid's ankle. The kid immediately asked, what's this? And the mom just pointed towards the backyard. You see, there was an invisible fence running along the entire edge of the property. I don't want you boys to wander off. These ankle bands were connected to the same system that would keep the dog in the yard, an invisible fence. If they crossed the property line, it would start beeping, and if they went farther, it would zap him. His friend acted like it was completely normal. Yeah, she just wants us to be safe. They played football in the backyard that day, but the ball was thrown too far and the visiting kid forgot about the bracelet. He stepped out of bounds, started beeping, and then, oh no, honestly, that's not okay.